Well, hello everyone. Sorry about that. Kind of a unedited video for this week, but I did a game jam it was called Metroidvania Jam 7. I had never done anything even remotely like a platformer before, so I wanted to give it a try. Plus I've been playing a lot of Risk Rain too, so Metroidvanias and upgrade systems are really appealing to me right now. Because this was a game jam, I didn't really set up a setting. I've noticed that there are basically two camps, or at least I think that there are only two camps. One side of game jam participants like to give a final polished product, and the other like to show the scope of the game and have it be unpolished. If you can't tell by Apacies, I'm kind of more in the latter. And you'll definitely see it here. First off, because I don't have an opening menu, and it just starts off. Immediately, I didn't want to have a big blurb, so I had this. Made in a secret sign. I'm not even going to try. So, I decided to lay out something kind of interesting for a Metroidvania. One with 3 possible endings. If I ever polish this game more, I'll make those endings more apparent. But you get those by pressing little buttons, and I had a hint there, and that red button was to get to the hardest boss. All of the endings more convey a level of difficulty than anything else. If I ever do any more complete games, I can continue based off of what ending you had. If you can't tell, those platforms are a little iffy on my end. But doors like this end up going to item rooms. That you can go and get upgradables for, or upgradables from. And then sometimes that happens, and I still have no idea why that happens. Every now and again. Not every time, as you've seen there, but sometimes my player gets deleted alongside the enemy whenever I head stomp them. And I can't figure that out. That'll have to come out in polish if I ever do this again. But I wanted this scrolling dialogue so that players can just bypass it if they want. Same thing, let's go to the item menu and just wait for this guy. Okay, item room. See, okay, got speed. And with that, I'm just a little bit faster. It's probably not too noticeable when you get your first upgrade. But this layout is laid out in kind of like 3 concentric circles stacked on top of each other. So basically, middle bottom. So I am in the middle circle on the bottom row. Oh god. And I need to have another screen just to switch back and forth quicker. Whew. So there's the 3 rings. Let's do it that way. 3 rings. Let's do 3 fingers actually. So you have an inner, a middle, and an outer ring that circles around. To access any of the bosses, you need to get to the outer ring on any of the levels, hence the 3 different variants. And I say bosses, but they're not technically all bosses. Oh. But you can jump up in the layers of circles by hopping in those, like, pitfalls. I made it a little easier when you're hopping up. That way you only have to reach the extent of your jumping capabilities, which can be upgraded. So, outer middle. I'm in the outer ring of the middle level. It's kind of confusing because I never came up with a better word for the middle ring and the middle level than middle. So, that'll be something I need to fix eventually. Woo! Barely missed that one. But, it's a little simple. The buttons are a bit bugged, so I could just go back and forth between different scenes.
and access different buttons. Press them over and over again until I activate a boss. But, it's fine. Extra life. But all the music, all the animations, the character, enemies. I'm kind of happy with the enemies. It's supposed to be Sonic inspired. I don't know. It's simple enough. I really enjoyed this project. If you haven't decided to do a game jam before, I'd highly recommend it. That was small. Just because I like to see how far I've gone. And my goodness, this was so much easier than Apacies. Just to code. Ah! Missed it. A platformer is definitely the way to go if you're making your first game. Unless you can think of an easier idea. But the simple movement mechanics, the limited enemy AI, not having to worry about who goes first at what time, and then everything associated with that. I'm probably going to have to rewrite all of the Apacies code again, which is going to be fun. But yeah, I'm not going to show up any of the bosses. I'm kind of happy with the third one, considering I'd never made one before. It's probably not that good, but honestly, I'm just happy it's done. But please, feel free to check it out if you're interested in this game, if you're interested in Apacies. This was fun. It really was. And music was for the music jam that I mentioned on Patreon and Twitter and whatnot. So, yeah. Oh, the easy boss door is open. You know what? It's just a simple chase scene. I'm on the outer middle. I need to go down one more floor. And then here's the boss door. And then it's just dodge all of these falling debris from the lab you just escaped. Eventually it gets pretty hard. Oh, is this... Did I export it in the wrong order? No, it's here, I think. Yeah. Actually, oh, yep. So it's a little bit challenging. And I fail. I can't make this without the upgrades. Yep. If you stay in one position, like if you're wondering what's happening, the blocks will just pile up. And they won't stop. They spawn in one part behind you and 2 parts in front of you. And then they just continuously fall. They don't despawn unless you get a certain distance away. Which is past the spawning point. So, please, feel free, give it a try. I'm continuing to work on Apacies, and given current events, I'm going to have lots of time on my hands. So, I'm hoping to make this version of Apacies bigger and better than any previous version. So, stay tuned. Thank y'all, and have a good night.